He has half of his nose missing. The top part of his bill. You can see his tongue. You hear that caw caw? That's the blackbird. The You want a piece? Come here, buddy. Hold on. I'm making friends with this blackbird. I'll show you to you real quick. He's gonna be in my short video. There he is. Come here, buddy. They're defensive. Come here. Come here. Eddie, stop. Lucky, stop it. Come here. There, he got a piece. It's in his mouth. He's happy. He got him a piece. Lucky, stop. Stop it. Lucky, stop. Relax, buddy. You scare the birds away, and then you get Ari excited. She jumps, and they all fly away. I'm trying to feed them. They don't got refrigerators, buddy. They hungry. And not all of them can hunt that good. That's why people like us exist. For help where we can, when we can. As long as it be thy will. You got it. We're trying to be friends with that one. What's up, Connor? Just feeding Mother Nature. Look at him. Over there having bird wars. See, he's got... Now, when you think life is bad, look at him. He's happy and his nose is missing. And it's cold at nighttime. You got the highest humidity with the dew point and density. And UV. Look at him. He got half of his nose. You can see his tongue at all times. Yeah, he needs you to like and subscribe. It'll help him live a little longer, you know what I mean? We'll get his momentum building up. What's illegal? Feeding a duck? What you talking about, yo? You ain't making no sense. It's illegal to record a duck. That's funny. Nah, bro, you got problems. It ain't illegal to feed the wild. Crazy. It's in my apartments. What you talking about? There ain't no sign saying don't feed the animals. That's the only time it's illegal. If you see signs and it has to say what animal. There ain't no sign in the world gonna say don't feed some birds. What you talking about? That's like saying don't feed the ants. It's illegal to feed ants. But ants are everywhere. What you talking about? It's illegal to kill an ant. We stepped on an ant every time we take a step. Nobody thinks about their perspective though, right? Think about that. Are we like ants to God? You never know. Nat, as far as how you guys think is, and no one thinks twice about what they step on when they walk. That's because it's littler than us. Do ants have short man syndrome because they bite so hard? You know what I mean? What about that, Bryson? Do ants have short man syndrome? I'm friends with that crow over there now. Watch, he knows I'm crossing the street, so he's gonna wait on me. Oh, there come the other duck. Look, we gotta bust the U-turn, y'all. Here they come. We got the crows, we got the Timu flamingos, we got the mallard brown ducks over here. That's the one with half of his nose missing. That's my buddy there. Keep him in the prayers for him to survive. And then here comes the leader. Uh-oh, put on the brakes. Oh no, that's not those are Maccabee ducks. They don't migrate like most ducks. Most ducks migrate every 6 months. These make it home. Some of them migrate. And then you got this thing. It's like he hunts fish in the water. He goes underneath the water and dives. I do not know what they're called again. And then you got the ravens and the crows. You got the otters, the swans, the bluebirds, redbirds, the finches. What's the other one? The chickabee, which are just like the finch, but one's dot and one's stripes. Yeah, the Timu flamingo. Yeah, look at the blue eyes. Where is that? That's when you order a flamingo on Timu and you get one of these. But he's got some blue eyes though. They're like fish eyeballs. It's like I'll never see them things blink. I don't even know if they got eyelids. Do these birds have eyelids? Anybody know what this bird's called? Look, there's the guy with no nose. That's my little buddy. He's less than a year old. Come on, buddy. Good. I got some more seeds here. These are unsalted. I don't give them anything with sugar or salt. At least no processed sugar. If it's organic or something like that, that's fine, but look at the Maccabees. I don't know, I guess that's their mating call. Whatever those birds are there. Those are like, let's see, ghetto, Timu. Those are ghetto birds. I forget what they're called. I call them that because they stand on the block all day. Bro opened up his trench coat, showing you what's in his pocket. Look what I got. Bro, you got the trench coat wide open. Gotta close it. Hey, can y'all click subscribe for me real quick? I do this every day as well as other stuff, not just this. I do commercial job reviews. You'll see me at a bunch of Timberland stores, a lot of Under Armours, through different malls, outlets, Disney Springs. Yeah, they love them seeds. That's like ASMR right there. Seed eating noise. Lucky, don't be messing up the sound. That's my two dogs too. This is Sachi, which means lucky in Portuguese. Lucky. Say hi. Edia. Vem, pula, pula. Pull up means jump, like P-U-L-A would be pronounced. Edia, vem. Vem just means come here. Or come. Bro, close the trench coat. Look, he's got both trench coats open. Trying to show you what's in the pockets. Bro, I said close it, don't flap it quicker. Bro, you trying to mate call with the ducks? Who's he mate calling? Ain't none of his others around. Okay. See what I mean? It's a democracy here, you know what I mean? Multicultural, different ducks, different birds. Look, he's trying to call. He's trying to mate with them. Look, then you got the mallard ducks. They migrate. Some of them don't migrate. Some of them will hang around if you become friends with them, and they'll eventually migrate. So you become friends with them, you get to know them for a year, and then they leave. But this one I've known for over 4 or 5 years almost. These are all her babies, actually. This one will... Here you go, Mom. He's jealous because I gave one of your treats. I don't got any more bird food. Here. Tap subscribe before you leave. You know you're going to come back. How you going to remember so many channels you're swiping up on? You know what I mean? Swipe, swipe, swipe. Give tap to Mother Nature. Subscribe to Mother Nature. Subscribe if you like God's creations. You got one of his creations showing off multiple creations every day. And I'm going to show you how to build a house, repair anything. If you got any questions on your remodel projects. I don't like giving out advice on here. I'll do it for free until I get famous, probably. No, I'll still do it free. Yeah, I'll always do free advice. I don't think I'll ever charge for the advice. Yeah. It's just... Yeah. But if you go down, you'll see I have a bunch of remodel videos. So where I remodel entire clinics, like 22 bedrooms, lawyer office, like 23 rooms, multiple different doctor's offices throughout Orlando. The last one I did was Palm Bay. But there's another one I might be doing, we'll see. But concrete, full screen cages. I can build them, I can repair them. Super gutters, which are the gutters that go on the pool cage and connect to the house. They're a lot heavier than normal gutters and require a lot of wood to make and proper flashing and sealing. So I do all that. Yeah, I put the post in, lift up a house if there's cracked block. I can lift up the block. I have the tools and equipment to do all that stuff. So yeah, that's where most of my money has been invested. From all of my is usually back into more tools or more work to get, or more jobs or more whatever. But I'm always putting 30% or more of my profit. In the beginning, I would do that. Now I'm not doing that now because work's a little slow right now. That happens sometimes. That's why you gotta not think 9 to 5. Don't depend on a paycheck. Instead, depend on your savings and your ability to save. Mix with your ability to market. Mix with your ability to work. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I have ADHD. I can change and talk about 20 subjects and never fully complete one of them, maybe. But you know, I use that to my benefit. I've never took ADD medications, so I've always, except in kindergarten, so I've never, I don't believe in it. I think most medication causes more symptoms more than it does fix. That the United States has the highest recall on medications than any other country. We have more than a 90% recall from the FDA, the Food, Drug, and Health Administration, which is very high. That's why Cat Williams did that comedy joke saying you always see commercials advertising medications with any symptom. Like, do you go to bed at night? Check yes. Do you wake up in the morning? Then you need to get on this prescription. 6 months fast forward, have you or a loved one died from this medication? Then you need to call a lawyer, join the lawsuit. And you constantly see this over and over again. Are you growing breasts? Are you doing this? Did you get cancer? Did you develop ovaries? Did you grow a third nipple? You know what I mean? There's like all these lawsuits. And it's like the FDA just passes anything. Same thing with our foods. That's why our grocery stores look like crap. With stuff full of nothing but processed sugar, enriched grain, corn syrups, phosphates, natural flavors that aren't natural, all words that sound like normal but they're not. They might have passed a law where people knew what the original ingredient was. Generations passed, nobody even thought about that law or even thought to look it up or cared to. You know, it's like telling sugar is the most consumed product for food, and sadly it's processed sugar in the United States. So yeah, processed sugar, so horrible, y'all. It's 50 to 100 times more stronger because it's concentrated. How do they concentrate it? They dehydrate it and they super crystallize it to make it a potent form of sugar. and it's chemical process to add on top of that concentration. So your body doesn't process chemicals very well, and it also has stem cells that promote cancer. You don't have to quit sugar, but go look for the ingredient that doesn't just say sugar, which actually means processed. That was the law they passed, so they don't have to tell you it's chemically processed. That's the process. That process is that they're picking it up, moving it here, putting it in a box. It's chemically processed. It's literally bleached. That's how it gets the whiteness. Anyway, go for the brown. Go with sugar that has moisture in it, like brown sugar. It's moist. Organic cane sugar. It's moist. Raw sugar. It's moist. So you don't want something concentrated. That's why you want it moist. That's how you buy. If you buy a concentration machine and you want to concentrate a gallon of whatever milk and you put it in there, you would get out a concentrated powder, a few teaspoons. That's how, and they represent that whole big gallon. So that's how concentrated sugar is chemically processed plus also dehydrated. So there's bleach, blah, 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 a lot of chemicals, and then all those chemicals, they dehydrate it, remove all the moisture from it, and leave behind a crystallized powdered sugar, which is very dry and super, super concentrated. And that concentration rehydrates inside your body because it instilling moisture and exchanging what moisture particles are there with chemical process versions that steal moisture from your nerves, and that's why your legs and your vision and usually go first. Diabetes, you get your legs cut off, your dementia starts kicking in. It travels through your whole body's network and goes all through your blood. So sugar in the blood, diabetes. Sugar in the eyes, dementia. Sugar in the brain, dementia. You get sugar in your legs, and you're gonna have neuropathy. And it's just a big process, and people don't pay attention to it. And then, of course, it has stem cells that cause cancer. So to add on top of that, and again, it's no big. It's not like I'm telling people to quit. Just go to a more healthy version. That's it. Just switch versions. Just switch brands. It's not that. It's like telling people to quit drinking Coca-Cola or Pepsi and just say, well, you don't got to quit, just switch to the other one. You know what I mean? So you're not going to go through your food withdrawal or whatever. That's a temptation of food. That's the right, it's freedom until you try to quit. That's because it's chemically designed to get you addictive and irritable for trying to quit, brain fog. The more foggy and slow you are, the more you'll believe dumb stuff that's on the news. You know, and the more health issues they cause, the more money they get out of you. The more this, the more that. Make death a little more common. And, you know, it's what I'm saying. Doctors will tell you how to get rid of the cancer or whatever. They'll tell you to go through chemo and this and that and that. None of them ever told you in the beginning to quit. Put that soda down. Put this down. Put that down. You know what I mean? None of them told you how much exponentially each of your chances are for eating that. So whenever you see white sugar, I'm telling you, that's powdered cancer. Say something. Who cares if you've been accustomed to eating it all your life? I'm telling you, change it. You can pay attention to how your body feels. Your kidneys will be the first thing you're going to notice. Brain fog, headaches, all kind of behavior, sicknesses. Alright, y'all, I'm done with my walk. I'm going to take them around the corner, let them walk a little bit and play. Oh, there's some more. Yeah, fasting, yeah, your body starts to heal. Yeah. Do you know the reason why fasting is so important here? Well, for one, your body produces insulin. Your liver produces enough insulin. Your kidneys, your liver will have insulin produced all through the night to keep your body fine while you're sleeping and you're fasting again. And of course, you break the fast, so break fast. And then you start your glucose intake too much, and now your body usually spends energy on one or two things or both. Either energy on processing food, which at nighttime that's where it goes while you sleep, or energy doing other things. So if you're eating and processing food, but yet that's why you feel tired after you eat. You know, that's why when I work, if I do eat lunch, it'll be something real small and light, like some orange, banana, and bottled water, something like that. But yeah. But yeah, you mix fasting and faith together, you got you a combination there. Not only is your body gonna feel better, but it's gonna be a little bit even more better. Plus you're gonna have some good stuff come your way. Nothing but condos and apartments, condos. This is the only like neighborhood I see there. What's that place called? Sandcrest. But yeah, you know what also learning to fast does? It helps you control your physical temptation for food. It helps you restrain from eating something sweet. You gotta get that sweetness out the way. Once you get that out of your system, you'll be like, when you do finally taste something sweet, you'll be like, yeah, you can tell it's something addicting you don't need. And most animals will even deny something sweet unless you keep forcing them to take it or something, or being persistent about it. And sugar has a bad effect on animals in the wild. That's why most animals will just look at it, the food that's not healthy, because they can smell it. Their senses are stronger, which is good for their protection. But yeah, walking the dog is something good to have scheduled every day. It's good to help take care of nature. Go out and feed some animals. Yeah, sugar is cancer. It is cancer. It's a temptation, and anybody who eats it is innocent for doing that. But once you know how poisonous it is and you can see, like my mom used to tell me, pay attention to how you feel when you eat something. If you feel like crap, probably because you're eating crap. If you feel good, probably because you're eating something good. And if you're sick and you find a combination of stuff that you eat and it's good and you stick to it, you know what I mean? Like you usually stick to what you know works. But I'm telling you, that's why one reason I think we have time that's invented, time here. Even though they say the creator exists outside of time. So he can come in and come out and wherever a time where he wants. Like think about a guy playing a video game, right? Let's say I'm holding I created a game, now I got the controller, I'm testing my player out. And let's say the game I designed is having a little issue or whatever, so I'm throwing in I'm built a new character and I just throw him in and I'm testing him out. You know what I mean? So I think I know it says do not take the mind of the creator on, because you will end up like cold-hearted, or you'll end up having like a cold heart towards him, because you'll keep overthinking it too much and start thinking the worst. You know what I mean? But in my brain, but what made me think about it in the beginning is I was always thinking, well, most people don't believe in the creator because they don't like to submit. They want to do what they want for themselves. Who wants to give up what they're, they want to say, yeah, I'm created, I'm only going to get one life, so let me just do what I want, blah, blah, blah. And the Bible says don't be mad at those people. To try to show them, and if you can't, to let them be, you know what I mean? To not envy, to not have jealous of them, even if they have a very rich and successful life, that if you can't show them anything beyond that, and then it quotes this, it says, who shall show them what comes after this life? You know what I mean? And so it's like, don't be upset because you know, what for? Let them enjoy their peace here. For who shall show them what comes after this life? But I read the King James every day, or as every day as I can. I miss some days, but I read more than I do miss. And when I do miss one and I do read, I make sure I read a little extra or throw an extra chapter in if I can, or sometimes I can knock out just one chapter, sometimes a few verses, sometimes 3-4 chapters, it depends. I think the most I've read is maybe one book in the whole day, but I like to read it slow because I pray before I read it, and to me it's the most sold book. And I looked into why, and it's because it's the most requested, it's the most translated. And then if you go by math and science also, I'd be like, well, what's the mathematical science? I'd probably be like, well, I mean, this has held that position. The biggest religion in the world has been almost 3 billion Christian. The numbers haven't been updated in a while, and I've seen plenty of growth. Countries where where millions are being saved at one time. 9 million the other day in the Philippines were saved at one time, or all joined together with over a million saved, or something like that, or 100,000 saved here or there. You know what I mean? And we don't force it, you know. And I see the other religions, you know, they'll kill if you leave too many, you know, pedophilia. And it says to rely on the previous book, and the previous book says who the last prophet was, the last person to receive the word of God of what is to come. You know, like there is no more message for him to give. He already said what it was to be. He already said what's going to happen from beginning to end. You know, it's his will was explained to us in the Bible. That's why I read it for. And that's why I'm rereading it. Right now I finished Isaiah, I'm on Jeremiah. It's 42 or 52, I can't remember, but I still got some more to go to finish that. It's talking about Babylon. But just for example, it's like every time I read it, I've heard someone tell me this. They say it's the only book that communicates with the reader and with every reader individually on their own timeline and reveals things it's like, and you hear that, and it's like the movie Jumanji, how stuff comes alive as they're reading the book. It's like that when I read the Bible, when you read it with faith. Now I looked up what faith is years ago, decades ago, and it says that it was to believe without proof. To believe without proof. That if you're searching for proof in the middle of a so-called faith, then it's not genuine faith. So once I realized that, and I'm like, you know what? It's not that hard to put your faith that there's a creator, and it's this. Let's try. So I really had nothing else to lose at that point, and which a lot of people don't when they come to him. It's always a perfect timing and a convenience to save you, just like the thief on the cross. Never water baptized, but was saved in that instant. And even his words were, tomorrow you will be with me in paradise, or today you will be with me in paradise, to Peter. But you know, and in Hebrews 4 teaches us that he does hope that we get saved in a convenience of time. Because I've heard people question, is this the convenience? Well, I'm like, look, that's Christ's own words. He said today in paradise the dude's going to be with them. So I mean, you could believe him or not, but. And then John the Baptist even said, I baptize in water, but there is one that will cometh and be stronger, and will, you know, and it says that he will be the only one that will take on the name high priest. And anyone else who uses that name, it talks about in Revelation that that person it's not good, they're a liar, they're fake, you know what I mean? So that's why I was upset when the Pope would have that title, the high priest. But I'm glad now that the Pope denounced Mariology and he actually announced that Christ was first. And I never was upset with Israel because in my perspective, with the Palestine and Palestine, people will say Palestine isn't in the Bible. I haven't seen one person say that it is, but it is. It says it's actually Palestine with the A, Palestina. It talks about the Philistines, Palestine, Palestina. And it does talk about it, but it's remember Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7. I, the Lord, created evil and good. He's the designer of the game, dude. He made the bad guys, the good guys, the character. He made the test. That's what I'm saying. Why would he do? It's a test. Why isn't he here to reveal himself? Look, you know how many billions of people you want him to come in and keep having holograms pop up everywhere, revealing every time somebody does it on command? No, he wants your soul to believe without him here. The creator of this world, we're going to call him the creator because people get offended at God. The creator of this world wants us to have intercommunication and a relationship with him without him being here, without physically seeing him, but seeing his actions. Actions speak louder than words, right? You know how many people we can see, but they don't do nothing for us? You know, so but if they do action, it don't matter what they look like, that's your buddy then, right? All right, well, that's what he's always doing. He's got action. You pray, he's going to answer. You pray, God is going to answer. And you believe in science, mathematics, every time that God answers, he answers every time. Let any man knock at on the door, and he shall answer. And I shall sup with him. He shall sup with me, and we sup with him. And Timothy 3:16. Read that one when you get time. Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. His name is John 3:16. Read Timothy 3:16. Timothy 3:16 and Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. Those two verses help put things in perspective, as well as the whole entire chapter. Never just read the verse. Read the verse, and also pay attention to who told you the verse, what they were trying to tell you it meant, and then read that whole chapter for yourself. Knock out the whole chapter. See what it really meant, and then see if that person even knew or if they were just copying what someone else said. I'm going to tell you what I get from when I read it. Zero man's perspective, because I have zero people say the truth about what I've read in the Bible. It says that God stirred up the spirit of the Philistines and made them attack his own believers because they did not humble themselves and they were sinning before him with multiple wives. They were burning incense to other gods. This is multiple times in the Bible. Multiple times in the Bible, God stirs up the spirit of an enemy. It uses that word. God will stir up the enemy of the spirit of an old enemy to attack. So I believe when people attack, they're spiritually led, so I believe that side too. Isaiah 45, verse 7, I created evil and good. I created calm and alarm. Yes, that's the truth. That's exactly what it says. But the Lord stirred up the spirit of the Philistines to attack a bunch of kings. A bunch of kings in Israel. And then it says also people like Israel, no Israel. I didn't like stuff that Israel done. You know, they made gay marriage a thing that's recognized. They made pedophilia able to come in and repent and not get in trouble, like they were catching them that way. So to stop from catching them and to let them come in and get forgiven and repented, and they, I guess, not tell, you know, they won't get in any trouble. So put in the rainbow flags, and again, that's an AIDS lifestyle. I don't care what anyone says, that's an AIDS lifestyle. Don't get mad at me. Look at stats. How many people of what sexuality has the most AIDS? It's homosexual. Everybody I ever met, I think I met like 8 people with AIDS. One was a woman that had a bi or gay boyfriend. The rest were all gay dudes. Most of them are trans. So if you want your kid to live a deadly lifestyle, one that can lead to AIDS and you can die, then yeah, then tell them to go live that lifestyle. You might as well tell your kid to go do fentanyl if you're telling them to go be gay. I'm telling you, that's science. You don't like religion, follow science. Religion doesn't like it, science doesn't like it, math doesn't like it. All of them point to that same way. And that's the truth. That's just the truth. How come you on any gay website, go to one, you're going to see porn everywhere? Why? Because they're full of lust. Lust is punished with disease. What's up? Oh, hey, Charlie. Walking the dogs. Lucky, they like your bark. That's the Maltese Shih Tzu. The black one is a mini Schnauzer Westie. But yeah, I'm done for the walk today. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Charlie, for stopping by. I'll see you. Not too bad, 34 minutes. Say bye, y'all. Say subscribe. Make with Mike. Eddie, vem, pula, pula. Here, come here, get ball. Tap, tap. Do they tap?